What's up, YouTube? It's your girl Ted again with another video, and today we're gonna be talking about how I got into college after Job Corp. But before we get into this video, y'all like, subscribe to my channel. If you're new here, hey, what's up? What's going on? Okay, y'all. So I'm redoing this video. I had uploaded a video similar to this probably about 2-3 days ago, but I'm redoing it today. How I got accepted to college through Job Corps. So if you subscribe to my channel, if you've been watching me and stuff like that, you already know. But if you're new here, I went to 2 Job Corps centers, one in Georgia and one in Kentucky. Okay, so when I first signed up to my first one, they have this program called the ACT program. And in that program, you have to meet a certain eligibility or requirement to score so high that kind of like the ACT, the TABE test, all that, to see where you are academically, all that. Well, for one, I was always 2-3 points off from actually being able to be accepted into college. Later on down the line, throughout Job Corp, I was trying to take it and could never do it, whatever. So by me going to my first Job Corp, I was trying to go to college while still attending, but it didn't work like that. So Turner Job Corp in Georgia, that's the first one I went to, has this thing called Go Book. And what it is that once you complete your trade or whatever you got at that center, Go Book means that either you leave with a job, you leave going to college, you leave going to advanced training or a union trade, something like that, okay? And in that, receiving the Go Book, you get an extra $50 on top of your completion money when you complete Job Corps. So when I got accepted to college, and I got accepted to 2, and one of the colleges I got accepted to was in Americus, Georgia, called Southern Southwest Georgia Tech, something like that. I can't really remember. And they was the only technical college that actually had dorms. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna go over there and I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna get accepted and all that. And I did, y'all. And my major was cosmetology. So life happened, and I guess I didn't think this through, because once you when you in transition and completing Job Corp, they give you all these classes and tips and stuff about your transition, what you're going to do when you go back home, if you're going to live back with whoever you was living with, is you're going to get a job, this, that, and the third. So they give you a transition specialist, I think 6 to 8 weeks or 6 to 10 weeks, could be something like that, after you leave Job Corp. Well, I had this guy that when I got accepted to Job Corp, I'm not accepted to Job Corp, I'm sorry, y'all. When I got accepted to college, I was trying to see if they could find me somewhere to stay, but they couldn't, because the first one didn't work out, and I wasn't thinking about student loans and all that. I didn't want to go through all that. I didn't want to pay for student loans, living on campus, and I'm putting myself through college, nobody else. So I didn't know where this other income was going to come from. So I turned that down. Then I went to Albany Tech, in Albany, Georgia. Got accepted to that. Had my transition specialist help me go over there and sign up. And I think even then I did dual enrollment. I think I did like culinary and cosmetology again. Well, he making it seem like he's gonna help me find apartments and this, that, and the third. And I'm like, well, I gotta work. Like, if I'm gonna get an apartment, I gotta work. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. So me messaging him, trying to like get more information on what's going on, he wound up ghosting me. He didn't respond back to my calls, my text messages, my voicemails, none of that. He just ghosted. So I already knew. So here I am stuck, y'all. I done got accepted to 2 colleges, and I can't even go to neither one of them, because for one, they 20 to 45 minutes away, and I have no transportation. I just completed Job Corp. I just got my license back. So I had all this going on. And during that time, my license was suspended, while I was at Job Corp. So I had to go back and do all that, finish all that, and get my license back. So fast forward, year later, I signed up to Earl C. Earl C don't have a program where it's called Gold Book and stuff like that. Well, since I couldn't get what I wanted from Turner, I said, okay, I'm gonna utilize this second time and try to get a second trade or some type of TCU program, this, that, and the third. Now, when I went to Earl C, y'all, my initial plan was to go to TCU advanced training. But when I signed up, and I was going to be a flight attendant, that's what I signed up for. When I signed up, because of my link that I was, because of the link that I had at Job Corp or whatever, because you can get up to 2 years at Job Corp Max. Because my time was already almost up, Atlanta Job Corp at the time wasn't accepting people. So the recruiter came up and he was like, well, we'll send you to Humphrey Job Corp in Minnesota. So me, I'm like, I'm not going to no Minnesota. I don't want to go to no Minnesota just to train to be a flight attendant. Which that was another 6 to 8 months, okay? And they also got like Amtrak and railroad type stuff, all that at Job Corp, y'all. So if you do go, please try to take advantage of the TCU program in union trades, okay? So anywho, at that time I had piercings, okay? I had a lip piercing right here, as you can see the little dot where it was, and I had a nose piercings. And so they was like, hey, well, if you're gonna get accepted to this program, TCU, you gotta take your piercings out. Me being stubborn, okay, I wasn't taking my piercings out. And during that time, I was still trying to pass my second trade, my first trade. Because when you apply for CNA, right, when you take the classes for CNA, they give you 3 chances to take them. If you fail all 3, you have to do the class over, okay? So, y'all, I was at Job Corp an additional month or so just waiting for my test results. So I was like, shit, why not get into a second trade? So that's what culinary came in at. That's where I took another trade at Job Corp and did culinary. And it just made sense because we had to take a certification of ServSafe, because there they require you to feed, I guess, the residents if you're being a CNA, so they want you to have that credential. So it just made sense to have ServSafe with CNA and culinary. So boom, that happened. And so I said, well, since I'm here waiting for my test results, let me get a job. So then that's when I started doing the CNA stuff and all that. And technically, y'all, I didn't even try to look for no CNA job. My instructor came to me and offered me a job. She said, hey, I am the DON at this nursing home. Do you want to work? And I'm like, yeah, but I'm like, how am I going to do that when I'm at my culinary job? But I had to realize, like, hey, your culinary job is only, 2 months max, right? But I did culinary, I did my work base for 3 months. So I saved up that money, to get my apartment and things like that, since the TCU situation did not work. So at this point, I'm like, nah, I'm just going to step out on faith. I want my own crib. I want to go to school for hair. This is what I'm going to do. This, that, and the third. Sometimes, y'all, I do regret it. Sometimes I wish I would have went to TCU and became a flight attendant or did something with Amtrak, okay? Because me being a CNA hasn't been easy, all right? CNA is not for the weak, okay? Um, but yeah, it does come in handy. That trade has been a major help, okay? Culinary as well. Not so much of the business administration. So, because I remember me telling y'all that when I was at Turner, I was in CNA at first, y'all, okay? When I went to Turner, I was in CNA at first, but for some reason, I guess like the instructor quit or something like that. So we was in trade for like 3-4 months not doing nothing. So I'm like, I'm finna get another trade. So I hopped into business administration. So yeah, in total, I got 3 trades from Job Corp, which is business administration, culinary arts, and CNA. All right. If you do plan on going to Job Corp, things like that, I, would suggest to take 2 trades. At least try to take 2. You can finish certain trades 6 months max. Some take longer, some take 9, some take 10, some take 11. It all depends on you because Job Corp is a self-paced type thing. Sometimes certain centers will push you if you just lazy as fuck and you just really not doing it, you just bullshitting around. And a lot of times those students that do that, they don't be having no home to go back to. They be homeless. And I'm not saying that to judge no one or look down on no one, but a lot of times the ones that come to Job Corp and they just be bullshitting and they ain't really trying to complete their TAR, they're not really trying to complete their trade, they be homeless and shit, or they ain't really trying to go back home for real. So yeah, y'all just be mindful of that when y'all sign up to Job Corp and when y'all go, because a lot of these recruiters are not going to tell you you can take 2 3 trades. A lot of them are not going to tell you. A lot of them will tell you they have this and that, and then when you get there, that's not what they offer. They can have on their certain centers they can have 20 trades, but when you go there, only 10 open. Because a lot of times what it be, those trades that they do have, either um, not that many people get into those trades, or two, they don't have an instructor to teach that trade. Okay, so just be mindful of that when you sign up. Certain recruiters will tell you you can't pick a certain Job Corp. You can only pick this, you can only pick that, these are the only ones available, this, that, and the third. Because when I tried to sign up to my second Job Corp, I remember they gave me hell trying to go to Earl C. They was trying to send me to Brunswick. Georgia got 3 Job Corps. They got the Turner one, they got the one in Brunswick, and they got the Atlanta one, which recently closed down probably about 2 3 years ago. Okay, I don't know if they have reopened it, but that was an all female Job Corps, and I definitely wasn't going to that one. Absolutely not. Okay, uh, I wasn't going to that one, y'all. Like an all female Job Corps. Yep, I'm talking about probably like my second week, I would have got terminated. On my life, yo, my second week, I probably would have got terminated if I went to the Atlanta Job Corps. No cap. But anywho, y'all. But yeah, so that's how I did that at Job Corp. My first one. So I did good at my first one. Okay, I think I did pretty good, but they did some whole shit to me towards the end, just like Earl C did too. When I was at Earl C, I completed, but I couldn't graduate or walk across the stage because of that incident I had with that guy. And I did upload a video about how I got terminated slash completed from Job Corp. Okay, so yeah, y'all just be mindful of that when y'all sign up, and that's how I got accepted to college and all that good stuff. Okay, y'all like, subscribe to my channel. I will put all my social media accounts in the description box below, and